I've watched people move to coastal Delaware and leave within 18 months. And it's always one of the same three reasons. Today, I'm going to give you 7 reasons to move here and those 3 reasons not to that might resonate with you. The 3 reasons people leave, well, one of them generally is going to surprise you because it surprised me when I first understood it. But if it applies to you, I'd rather you know now than find out after you move. The 7 reasons to come, one of them has nothing to do with the beach and everything to do with your tax bill. 7 reasons, 3 honest reasons not to. Let's go. Reason 1, the taxes will change your financial life. There's no sales tax, and we're only one of 5 states that have that. Property taxes in Sussex County, 0.33% of the effective rate. On a $600,000 home, that's $2,000 a year. In New Jersey, that same home is going to run $12,000 or more. There's no tax on Social Security, and there's up to $12,500 of retirement income that's excluded from state taxes at 60. There's no estate tax and no inheritance tax. Run your numbers before you do anything else, and for most people making this move from DC or Baltimore or Philadelphia, the annual tax savings alone covers a significant portion of their mortgage difference. This is you if you've been maxing out your retirement accounts and watching a large percentage disappear in your state taxes. Run the Delaware numbers. I promise they're going to change the conversation for you. Reason to move 2, 28 miles of exceptional coastline. There's a 5-star beach water quality from the Natural Resource Defense Council and Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany, Lewes, Cape and Lopin Beach. But here's what most people miss: the bay. There's calm water. There's no waves. It's perfect for paddleboarding and kayaking and families with young kids. It's a completely different experience from the ocean side, and both are right here. The Cape and Lopin State Park, it has 5,000 acres. There are hiking trails, a fishing pier, a World War II observation tower, and in May, the horseshoe crabs spawn and millions of migratory shorebirds come through. It is one of the most remarkable natural events on the eastern seaboard and happens in your backyard. This is you if you've been driving 3 hours to the beach your whole adult life and doing the math on what your time is worth. Reason to move 3. The food scene is legitimately exceptional. There's a James Beard finalist at One Coastal down in Fenwick's. He's the first one in Delaware. Heirloom in Lewes was nominated for a James Beard twice. The Lewes Oyster House Wine Spectator Award of Excellence of 2025. And my good friends over at Sodell have received the James Beard Humanitarian Recognition Award through a restaurant group that's built entirely here on the coast. They call it the Culinary Coast. And that's not tourism marketing. It's actually what's happened over the last decade. And in October, you can sit at a serious restaurant, waterfront, outside the window, and nobody's going to wait for your table and eat a meal that will cost half of what it would in the city. This is you if you care deeply about where you eat and you've been making do with the same rotation of options in the same suburban neighborhood for years. Reason to move 4. You're 2 hours from everything. 120 miles from DC, the same from Philadelphia and Baltimore, and New York, it's a 3.5 to 4 hours. You live here full time. You're in Washington for a meeting, Philadelphia for a game, or Baltimore for dinner, and you're home on the same night. Most coastal markets make you choose between proximity to cities and the quality of life. Well, this one doesn't. This is you if your work, remotely or hybrid, and you've realized the commute you were tolerating was the only thing keeping you where you are. Reason to move 5. The outdoor life, it's extraordinary. There are 17 state parks in Delaware, and there's a Junction and Breakwater Trail that connects Lewes to Rehoboth twice through the coastal woods and the marshlands. And then there's the Georgetown Lewes Trail, runs 17 miles back and forth. Prime Hook National Wildlife Refuge, 10,000 acres, 300 bird species. You can kayak the Broadkill, surf fish at the inlet. You can walk to the point at Cape and Lopin where the bay meets the ocean. People move here thinking it's a beach town, but they stay because everything that surrounds the beach. This is you if you've been telling yourself you get outside more if you just live somewhere that made it easy. This is the place. Reason to move 6. The community is tighter than you would expect. Rehoboth Beach has 1,300 downtown year-round residents. Lewes city limits, 3,300. They're small towns, but you get to know people fast, not in a surface way, in a way where you run into the same faces at the farmer's market or on the trail or at the coffee shop, and after a few months, you realize you've built something real. The year-round community on this coast, it's made up of people who choose to be here deliberately. And that changes the character of a neighborhood in ways that are hard to explain until you've actually experienced it. There's a nod and a handshake, and you're in. This is for you if you've lived somewhere and you don't know your neighbors' names. Reason 7 to move. The off season belongs to us. September comes and the coast exhales. October crowds mostly gone. Restaurants are open, weather's beautiful, and the beach is empty. You can park wherever you want. You can walk into any restaurant without a reservation, and you have the trail to yourself. From September through May, this is one of the best places to live on the entire East Coast. The summer, it's the show, but the off season is why people stay. This is you if you've always wanted a place that feels like yours and not the tourists, not the seasons. This is it. Now, the 3 reasons not to move here. I've watched people move here and be gone in 18 months, and it's always one of these. Reason not to move number 1, the summer traffic, it's going to test you. There's one road, 13 traffic signals in 4.7 miles, and over 50,000 cars a day in peak summer. Parking's $4 an hour, and you might circle for 30 minutes to find it. And I'm not going to soften this. If you're someone who has a short fuse in traffic, and if congestion genuinely ruins your day, it's going to be a problem. But some folks, they learn the rhythms. They find the back roads, and they time their trips and remind themselves September is coming. Other people, they never make peace with it, and they leave. This is you if you've moved somewhere for a lifestyle and traffic destroys that. Be honest with yourself before you move. Reason to move number 2, healthcare access. It's a challenge. Delaware does rank last in the nation for access to primary care physicians. Sussex County has one provider per 1,700 patients. The national average is 1,200. It's an estimated 177 additional care physicians are needed just to meet some of the basic standards for our current population. But the good news is BB Healthcare is expanding. New campuses, new residency programs, new facilities across the county, and that trajectory is positive. But right now, today, finding your primary care doctor who's accepting new patients and getting an appointment within a reasonable time frame, it's a little hard. If you move here and wait until you need a doctor to find one, you're going to be waiting a couple of months. This is you if you have ongoing health needs or a specialist relationship that's hard to replace, or you're moving here at an age where healthcare proximity matters. Do the research before you move and not after. Reason to not move 3. It's not as affordable as you expect. The taxes are genuinely great. The cost of living along the water, it's a little high. So do not confuse the two. The median home price in Rehoboth is $1.1 million. In Lewes, it's around $600,000. And Milton, about 9 miles from the beach, is closer to $530,000. Grocery costs a tiny bit more than the national average. And restaurants, and they're priced for the summer market that fills them, but lots of great specials in the fall. Contractors, you can budget a little more than what you expect for your home market as well. And contractors, they're not just a little more expensive, they are hard to schedule. Delaware's construction workforce, it's aging out, and the average worker is 45. So that pipeline is shrinking, and the demand in Sussex is at record levels. If you have a project, you need to budget more and timeline longer. This is you if you've done the tax math, but not the full cost of living math. Run both before you fall in love with a property. So which are you? 7 reasons to move here or 3 honest reasons not to. If you read through those 3 cons and the first thing you thought, I can work around that, well, then you're already here. You just haven't unpacked yet. If one of them generally stopped you, pay attention. The people who thrive here knew the cons coming in. The people who leave didn't. I made a video on 10 ways that sellers hide major defects and exactly what to look for at every showing. Watch that one next.